Yes, thank you for coming. Yes. Yes, this is the Raider Nation report. Yes, Commish is in the house tonight. Yes, line is to the right. Yes, ma'am. Looking amazing in that silver and black, I must say. Yes, VIP is to the left, sir. If you give me your name, I'll check and make sure you're on the list. Yes, you have to be on in advance. Weeks in advance, sir. Yes, line is to the right. Yes, Raider Nation report tonight. A lot to talk about. Yes, there is a full bar inside, sir. Guys, you can't smoke that right here by the door. Just step over there a little ways. I love the smell. Smells amazing, but please, not right by the door. Yes, we will be opening the doors very soon. You know these guys like to run a tight show. They're just making sure everything's in order. Yes, ma'am. You can say hi to the midgets on the way in. Absolutely. VIP to the left. Regular line to the right, please. Doors will be opening very soon. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the show. Draft week. Draft week. It's finally draft week. It's the official kickoff. It's the official beginning of the 2023 season. Do you feel it? It's the beginning. The start. The first chills of the autumn wind. What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And just where is that, might you ask? Well, maybe in a minute since you fucking strolled our way. You know, it's draft time, you're excited, maybe you haven't been down this way in a minute. Let me get some simple directions, shall we? Maybe you're just too fucked up and been in the alcoholic beverages, you have refreshments tonight, and you just need some fucking directions, because he's a little faded. I'll help you out either way. We're still down the street, past the house, with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask our man Joe. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, he's excited for the fucking draft. Slip him what you should. He's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left, and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business, a cool breeze is going to hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core. And you'll find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? Oh, you goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should, because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that we like to call Deep Behind the Enemy Line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Tuesday, even outside of fucking draft week, it's the Raider Nation Report. A solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black, and we've got a lot to get into tonight. I mean, a lot. What's up, Lines? What's up, Tony? What's up, Michael? What's up, Carl? What's up, Alex? What's up, Rich? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? If I missed you, I'm sorry. What's up, Robert Young? Oh, we'll be talking about some Buckeyes tonight, Robert. So make sure you stick around. Robert's up for some Buckeye talk. We always know that. What's up, Big Game James? What's up, everybody? Thank you all for joining me. It is an exciting time, man. This is like, off season, and the free agency period of off season is like dipping your toes into 2023. But it's just not really the first big event. This is the first big event. The first thing that you can mark on the calendar that kicks off the upcoming season, and that is the draft. That's when you get a dip into the talent pool coming out of minor league football, the NCAA, college football, whatever you want to call it, the farm system that is and does produce the talent for the National Football League. You've got this whole new pool of talent that you're able to dip in. And now that the talent pool that you're able to dip into are guys that can immediately make an impact for your team on the field, that's a huge thing. I'm with you, Robert. I'm with you, brother. I don't think everybody else is with us, though. We'll see. We'll get to that later. We're going to have live draft coverage this week for you because this is a big Raider draft. We're going to be on about 30 minutes before the actual draft coverage starts. And we are going to be opening the phone lines periodically throughout the live draft coverage for you, Raider Nation, to call in and join the show. In I haven't opened the phone lines it's been a while since I've opened the phone lines because shit can get crazy, but I'm gonna open the phone lines and hey, you guys are gonna want to get in. You're gonna want to talk about what's going on, the draft picks that are going down on Thursday and Friday night. It's a possible. We'll get into all that. Let me pump the brakes. This is just the foreplay. We don't want to be ripping off clothing garments just yet. So let's move along, shall we? Let's move along. We've got a solid show. What's the plan? First round QB? We'll see. We'll see. Defensive line, linebackers, cornerbacks. Sponsors, cool kids in the newsletter. Safeties. Do you see a trend here? Do you see a theme? Possibly defensive? Yes. You may see a theme there. The theme that I believe is going to be the theme of this year's draft. I really believe this is going to be a heavily defensive draft, and we will get into all of that. There are a lot of people that still think the Raiders are going to go quarterback in the first round. We're going to get into all that. I've got a lot to get into, man. This is the last show before the draft, and I want to touch on a lot. We'll be touching on a lot night of the draft. I'm going to be right there with you guys. I've been working on a special draft show just for you guys, a lot more interactive. We're going to be able to take calls. I'm going to be able to... I don't know if you did, Robert. I don't know what to tell you. Were you bad? Did you say something wrong? You're on the YouTube feed, so hey, how do you get kicked off the Facebook feed? You must have come in dropping some fucking serious fire, Robert. Damn. Robert Paul is fucking setting off alarms. Lines is requested to be the first caller in, so we'll get Lines in on the Raider lines. He's typically deep behind the enemy line here at Raider Reaction, but we're going to get him on. He is one of the lifeblood at Raider Reaction. It's going to be time for him to speak a little bit. He wants to get some things off of his chest. He's been holding back, and he's gonna bring the fire on draft night. And we'll welcome you all as well. So that's enough of the fucking foreplay. We'll get into that a little later. As you see down at the end of the show, we'll talk about the live draft coverage we're going to have, and we'll get into that a little more then. But let's move this show along, shall we? Come on, we got bugs going here. What the fuck's going on? There we go. There we go. Drop it. Let's move forward. Okay, everything's kosher. I apologize. I know you're on your game. Fuck. I insult the midget. It wasn't the midget's fault. See? Damn. Oh, Carl, why? Carl. I had started the show. It hadn't even come into my mind, Carl. Why would you bring up such a thing? You know, as a Raider fan, Carl, you should understand my pain of knowing you've got the game in the bag, your team should win, and then watch them absolutely piss down their leg. I go through so much of that during the football season. I'm not used to seeing it during my hockey season. But man, I felt like I was at a fucking Raider game. Last night, and that one hurt. To be up 3-1 with 4-1, up 3 goals with just over 6 minutes left. I mean, this is a team that's been to the finals 3 times in a row. Won 2 cups back to fucking back. Greatest goalie in the fucking world. How do you go to overtime and how do you lose? That was painful. I'm not used to that kind of pain outside of the Raiders season, but boy, last night was fucking close. But thank you for your condolences. Oh, don't be bringing up bad shit, Carl. Damn. All right, let's move along, shall we? Let's get into some Raider shit. We got a lot to look forward to, and it's I love this time of the year, and this draft especially. I mean, all of the Gruden drafts, the draft when they brought Mayock in to pair with Gruden, that I billed as the fucking biggest draft in Raider history. I would reset the fucking team, and that was a fucking... so we've seen these drafts come and go, and draft that was supposed to reset the team, that was supposed to add the talent, and these guys are just swinging fucking misses. They're in fucking jail. They think they're fucking, they're playing Rambo on fucking Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and whatever the fuck, Instagram. We could go and fucking draft Cleve Farrell to try to replace Khalil Mack. I mean, there's just been so many swings and misses. So we really all want to know, coming into this season, I think the biggest question is, for this draft, ultimately, I mean, we all just, what's the fucking plan? What's the plan? And we've all tried to, I think, pinpoint this all at some point. At some point, we've all tried. Last season was I think, a test of a lot of our faiths because we didn't know what the fuck was going on. I mean, Raider Nation as a whole was excited because you were in the postseason again. First time since the 2016 campaign. You were back in again. You were bringing back firepower. You were adding Devontae Adams. You were adding all these pieces to what already looked like a full team. And you were bringing in new coaches because you had the interim thing, the whole shit with Gruden the year before. But it looked like you were adding pieces to reload a playoff team and go at a run. And we seen right out of the gate, that was not the fucking plan. That was not the plan. That is not what was happening. That's not what we were watching. We're not stupid fucking fans. That's not what we were watching. We seen what was happening on the field, and that's not what we were watching. We're not ignorant, man. I'm sick of the fact of fucking people thinking these guys, just because they're coaches and they've made it into the National Football League at some sort of level of an executive or a coach, that they're any smarter than you and me. They're not. They're good at what they do because they've been doing it for a long time. Monkeys can peel bananas like a motherfucker too if you fucking set them down on a fucking island with a stack of fucking bananas. It's just doing the same thing. It's repetition. It's repetition, David. It's repetition. If you know what that quote's from, you get, dude. If you know what that, it's repetition, David. If you know what that quote's from, that's my favorite movie of all time. If anybody gets that's like the most obscure quote probably out of that fucking. Repetition works, David. It's a great movie. Greatest movie ever. But what's the plan? What's the plan? You got these guys coming in, man. These guys are supposed to be the masterminds. That's what everybody has labeled them. They're coming in with the New England pedigree. They're supposed to be fucking strong branches from the Belichick tree, who's never really cast a branch worth a fuck to date. Patricia's a fucking hit and miss. I get what Vrabel's probably the best, and he's not accomplished anything. I mean, he's been the closest, but I mean, is there really any? There hasn't been any strong branches that have come off that tree. It's not like the Parcells tree, the Bill Walsh tree. You know, a lot of these other great coaches, Don Shula, that have branched out and thrown, you know, their talent throughout the league. Bill Belichick hasn't done that. Guys leave and they fucking trip over their dick and fail. This guy's already tripped over his dick and failed in a big fucking way. Apparently, they're saying the whole thing with the Colts was on Irsay and not on him, because Irsay's a fucking freak, and you know we all know about Irsay, so that may be true. So I may actually give him a pass on the Colts thing after hearing the story from him and his wife about the Colts guy who we know is a fucking and he'd like to pop a little pills and whatever. We all know that dude likes to get down, so. Maybe he was doing a little fucking tooty-toot up off the fucking back of the fucking toilet in the bathroom, and the wife heard him or something. Something was going down. So I'll give him a pass on that one. But the failure of the Broncos was all right in front of us. I mean, we all seen it. That was bad. That was epic proportion. You sold the farm to go get Tim Tebow and try to bring Tebow in and Tebow Mania. And, no. I just don't know, ladies and gentlemen of Raider Nation, what the plan is. And this is the weirdest draft that I remember coming into where I just didn't have a good sense of direction. Now, the beginning of the offseason obviously started with the Derek Carr talk. Everything was filled with the Derek Carr talk. And once Carr was at a house, quarterback got pushed to the front of the conversation, which, of course, it's the marquee position of every franchise in the league. Without a quarterback, you are going fucking nowhere. You are just a show car with no engine, man. You got to have a fucking quarterback. And you've got to have an elite quarterback, or a quarterback that can at least push the envelope and be elite at times. I don't need a quarterback that's elite all the time. I don't think that's realistic to be able to find, but you need a guy who in moments can draw that in himself and become that guy at moments, but be steady and be consistent the rest of the time, but maybe reach elite levels at certain times. Postseason, big matchups, primetime games, times when you should. Now, interesting draft because we don't know what the plan is. The whole talk, like I said, was all quarterback leading up. But then they go out. And the entire mode shifts because they go and sign Garoppolo. It was all talk of quarterback because as soon as they got rid of Carr, everybody's like, oh, well, he's going to align himself now with the next stud rookie quarterback in this deep quarterback draft. And I think that's just kind of what we all assumed was going to happen, was maybe they would go dipping in the pool of these guys. You had all of a sudden AR-15 was exciting. He's on the scene. Were they going to go with these guys? When they went and signed Jimmy G, and then you backed him up with Brian Hoyer, it looks like you've got your 1-2 punch for a season. And you're not paying Jimmy G peanuts. So I think you're invested in him for a year. To me, I don't think they're going quarterback. I don't think the plan is a first-round quarterback. I don't. I am not sold on Stroud at all. Levis, when's the last time you seen a fucking juiced up, jacked up, fucking gym rat quarterback be successful in the National Football League? I can't name one. Bryce worries me a little bit. He's a little small, but he's always been successful. But that's minor league football, man. It's a whole different beast than the National Football League. A whole different beast. You can take any one of these guys fucking college, go and take like the fucking best guy on defense off that team, and there's 10 under that motherfucker on defense. That's what you're going up against in the NFL. The best you're going to go up against in college times 10. That's what you're going to go up against. You have no idea what any of these fucking guys are going to do on the next level. None. It is a complete fucking crapshoot. So I think the fact that you went out and signed Jimmy G, you brought in Brian Hoyer, who's a system guy. He's Jarrett Stidham from last year. He's the safe backup who knows your system in case your starter goes down. He's Stidham from last year. So now you've brought in Stidham from last year because he knows your system and he's a fucking immediate plug and play. That's why you've brought in Hoyer. So I don't think you're going to go I just don't think they're going to go first round. I don't. We'll see. I will take you up on that dollar bet. Roland. But I just don't think Levis is going to be. I mean, name another quarterback. Now, he could be the guy that breaks that mold. Because there's always the guy that breaks that mold. It's sports. These are humans. You know, there's always that guy that breaks that mold. And maybe Levis is that guy. Maybe he's the first fucking roided out, jacked up quarterback that's going to become a fucking Hall of Famer. They're going to have to fucking let out the shoulders in his suit, man. My fucking yellow jacket. He's going to come in fucking roided. Allegedly. Do I need to run a disclaimer? Caleb Williams next year may be the plan. You don't know. This is the way I'm seeing it. When we're talking quarterback, I don't think they go. I'm not really impressed with all of the quarterbacks that everybody has talked about. And I think they're more enamored by these quarterbacks because these are the guys that are pushed out in front of you. Like, here's the new models, ladies and gentlemen. It's the new cars for this year. Look at them. This one's got heated seats. This one's got a fucking moonroof. This one will fucking jack you off while you're going down the road. Look at all the features we've added for the 2023. So they're just pushing all these guys out. These are the ones you got to pick from. So you're like, oh, look, honey, it's the new 2023 models. Which would you like? Would you like the little guy? You want the roided out fella? Or you want the kind of the dumb guy with the big arm? Which one do you want? I mean, this one can really throw, but he seems like he's not quite all there upstairs. I mean, so you got this guy who seems like he's Jameis Winston 2.0. You know, he's not yet run down the street with some fucking crab legs yet, but that may be next. I mean, we've still got time. There's days left. This guy, like I said, I've never seen a quarterback this jacked that looked like he just come off a fucking cycle be successful in the National Football League. I just haven't. This guy seems a little small to me, but he's kind of coming from kind of the biggest fire that he's been playing in, the biggest pro-ready system under Saban, so I don't know. And then this guy's is a big fucking question mark. You're just taking a big gamble on talent. And I don't think the Raiders are at the point that they need to take that gamble with him. So, to me, the quarterback class this year, I'm like, it's okay. I don't think it's as stellar as everybody wants to make it out to be. I don't think you got to tie your franchise and your future to one of these fucking teams. I mean, you got Hooker out there, who's a guy that some have talked about that maybe you could even grab that guy in the second round because he's coming off an injury. You got the guy from Fresno State, but god damn, I don't want another fucking Fresno quarterback. Damn. Fuck that. That's like getting fucking divorced from the woman you've been with for 20 years, then going and marrying her fucking twin sister. Fuck that. Exactly the same. You still ain't got to deal with the same family and shit. Nah. Not another one. You want Stetson Bennett? Dude, half his career is already over and he's not even left college. And he's that old and he's still out getting dumbass fucking like public intox and stupid fucking shit. Are these the guys you want? This is the deep, awesome class that everybody's talking about? I don't know. I'm not impressed. I think they go defense. And you'll see by the rest of the show, I've got a little bit of a theme here going. I think they go defense the rest of the top of this draft. And I think with having 12 picks coming in, you can absolutely reboot your defense in 1 year. You got to draft splash rookies, man. You got to draft guys who are going to be an immediate impact on the fucking field. That's what you got to put in. So I want to dig in, and let's start with the defensive line, shall we? I want to start with the D-line and dig into that because it is definitely a position to need. Definitely a position to need. And one of the right out of the gate, one of the biggest names I think that everybody was talking about right out of the gate draft-wise was this guy, Jalen Carter, and just how big of an impact it looked like he could be. You know, talent, the guy looks like he's all there, but is he going to be that guy? Does he? The question for me is work ethic with him. Is he going to be the kind of guy that can stay in the shape that you need to be for the National Football League? Is he going to have the dedication that you need for the National Football League? That's my biggest question. And Roland makes a great point, and 410 Raider made the same point in his Raider Process show the other day. Dude, this guy's got a little bit of character issues. You're going to drop him in Sin City. That is something that you have to think about. When you're bringing in these guys that you're just not sure, you know, are you going to have to fucking stick somebody on this guy fucking 24/7? It's something you got to think about when you're drafting guys into the fucking Vegas market. If they've got some character issues, it's definitely a concern. And it's definitely something to be questioned. The fact that he didn't want to talk to anybody outside the top 10, a little questionable as well, because there's teams, any team can trade into the top 10. You should want to be talking to all the fucking teams because you have no idea what move. Maybe the guy sitting down at the fucking bottom is dying to fucking have you on their team, but you don't want to talk to them because they're not in the top 10, but they plan all along to trade up and get you with anywhere they can get. But you don't want to talk to them. You come in out of shape to the combine, to workouts. I just don't know, man. I don't know. Is he? And I think Chad, our homie who's usually here, well, I don't know where the fuck Chad's at, but he's usually here. He compared him to Albert Hainsworth. And I think that was a fair comparison. A guy who's all talent. Are you going to get in the league, get paid, and get fucking fat and lazy? We've seen it before. This guy is a physical phenom. And in the minor football league realm, he looks like Godzilla. But everybody on the defensive line looks like this guy in the National Football League. So it's I don't know, man. I don't know. But what you've got in-house starting wise, is Jerry Tillery, who Tillery had some sparks last year. I was happy with what I saw out of Tillery, so I don't really want to knock him. I think he did well. And Bilal Nichols is there as well. You know, these guys, you got Neil Farrell Jr., John Jenkins, Matthew Butler, Adam Butler, the Butler twins at the fucking back end of the D there. But that's what you've got. You've got the 6 on roster right now, so it leads you to believe that they're looking to add some depth at the defensive line in the draft because, you know, Tillery, Nichols, Farrell Jr., Jenkins, Butler. Sounds like a fucking lawyer firm. Those are your D-line. So Jalen Carter could make an immediate impact on that line if you think he's the guy. Miles Murphy, another guy out of Clemson who is somebody that could possibly step in and make a big splash. And you've also Maisie Smith, the 323 beast from Michigan, 6'3", runs a 4.85. I mean, there's definitely some talent on the defensive line that can be gotten. But is that where you go first? Is that where you go? You know, you've got 12 picks, man. You got 7, 38, and 70. Those are the ones I'm looking at first. 7, 38, and 70. He's not here at 38. So if you want him, you got to take him at 7. And there's question of whether he's going to be there at 7. I get game tape, but you got to understand what the level of talent that they're playing against. They all look like beasts on game tape when they're guys like this. So I get the game tape. I'm with you. Stats. I'm not a big stat guy when it comes to sometimes some defensive positions, especially with a guy who's got his fucking hand in the dirt. So I get that, but I don't know. I think they go one of these next 3 positions that we're getting ready to talk about, defensive line, linebacker, and cornerback. I do believe those are going to be your first-round pick, your number 7 pick. And we do have a little contest going over on our TikTok page. If you would like to go check out the video, throw up in there who you think is going to be the first pick. It doesn't matter what round or where it's picked. Who is going to be the first player picked by the Las Vegas Raiders? That's what the contest is. We got a nice little Raider Reaction prize pack for you. If you get the right person and university, go throw it up. It's got to be in the comments on the TikTok video. It's got to be on the original video if you want to get in the contest. But it's one of these 3. So let's talk about linebacker. Let's talk about linebacker because, like I said, I really think it's going to be one of these 3 are going to be your first round pick for this year. And linebacker to me is, I think, one of the most important. I think this is your 38th pick right here. I think this is where you're going. Number 38 is, I think you're going linebacker. I really believe they're going to go corner with the first round. Spoiler with what I'm about to talk about a little bit here in a minute. But I think they're going corner first. And I think 38th is probably linebacker. Defensive line is going to be 70th. Now, those two could flip-flop based on talent-wise, who's there, what happens before them, or, you know, a lot of different fucking variables, because a lot of things happen on draft nights. You got a lot of fucking hands in the cookie jar. There's a lot of phone calls being made, a lot of texts being made, a lot of fucking shit going down. A lot of shit going down. But linebacker has been a position of need for so long in the silver and black. I mean, there's been such a rotation of guys at the end of their career that have come through the Raiders. Fucking Perry Riley Jr., Navarro fucking Bowman, Vontaze Burfict, Derek Johnson. I mean, just over and over. To hear Whitehead. The last one, Denzel Perryman, who did very well. He was leading the league in tackles. He was a beast his first year, and then he got banged up, and he was at the end of the first year, and he was just never the same. Just couldn't stay healthy, couldn't stay on the field, had injury issues all last year, and now he's out, and you're looking at this thin linebacking core. Because here's the thing, is you've got to look at the depth charts and realize the holes that are there and be like, well, they've got to be filling those holes somewhere, and they're not filling them through free agency. They haven't attempted to date. There's not a lot of talent still left out on the free agent market. So you think they've got to fill this important spot with a stud linebacker. Because you look, man, and you're looking at you're the guys that they've got up front. Divine Diablo. Divine Diablo was leading the team in tackles before he got banged up last year. Great against the run. I was actually really starting to become a big fan of Divine Diablo, even considering getting myself a number 5 jersey for a linebacker, which still pains me to even think about. Everybody's going to think it's a Bruce Gradkowski jersey. Be like, no, it's linebacker. Linebacker. But that's a 5. Yeah, I know. Somebody tell him. But he's a liability in pass coverage, and that was his big knock coming in. So, great against the run. Is he the guy that's going to wear the green dot? He's going to call the fucking plays out there? I don't really think so. I don't think he's that guy. I don't. So, that leads, you're looking at that depth chart. Who the hell else is there? Where the hell did he go here? He disappeared on me. There he is. No, that's not him. Fuck. Where'd he go? Robert Spillane. There he is. This fella, right here. Robert Spillane. You went out and grabbed him. You brought him in. Solid guy, coming off of his best year. He's been continued to rise and get better every season. But I don't think he's ready to come in and be that green dot guy for you. Do you think he's that guy? I don't know if he's that guy. So are you going to draft that guy? Because these are the 2 top guys on your depth chart at linebacker. Divine Diablo and Robert Spillane. There's really nowhere else to go as far as free agent talent at that position. So you've got to be adding splash rookie talent at that position, in my opinion. So I think that's your 38th pick, is linebacker. Now, you go looking at linebacker and who's out there, and I like the kid from Iowa. Jack Campbell, 6'5", 250. He's a run-stopping machine. His biggest liability is probably a little in pass coverage, and that's his biggest knock, is whether he has those twitch muscles that you need for the National Football League. Drew Sanders from Arkansas is a guy that they're saying has those twitch muscles. He's a guy that they used all over the field. He was a little bit of used everywhere. And he could be a guy that could step in as well and make a huge impact. These guys could be big. And I think Drew Sanders and Jack Campbell, maybe not. You got Henry Atu, however the hell you say his name, from Alabama. He could possibly be there at your 38th pick. I like Drew Sanders. I like Jack Campbell. I think there's a possibility that maybe one of these slides down into the top of the second round just because of the quarterbacks and some of the talent positions that are going to be taken in the first round. I think you're going to have some of these guys that are really, really great talents on defensive side of the ball slide into the top of your second round, where I think the Raiders can really come in and swoop some talent. And I don't think it's a crazy shot to think that one of these guys won't be there. You've got Henley from Washington State. You've got Trent Simpson from Clemson. There's still some heavy talent out there at linebacker. I think it's linebacker for pick 38. And I think where they're going in the for the 7th round is, I absolutely think they're going to go cornerback. I think corner is the position. The talk has been all about Gonzalez leading in. It was all about Gonzalez, and then it has switched, and it has been about Devin Witherspoon coming in from Illinois. He seems to be the talk. He seems to be... I even agree with Mel fucking Kiper and Todd from their stupid thing. I think that's going to be the direction that they go. It just seems like we talked about it the last show. Splash rookies. That's what you need. You need players that can make an immediate impact. I don't think there is a talent when you're looking at linebacker, and we just went through the top of the linebacker, prospects out there. Those are who are listed basically in your top 4 were the last guys that I named. And those guys, I don't think you can really justify going up to 7 to get. So I think you've got to go and get the biggest position that can make that splash, that can affect your team immediately, that all of a sudden you can now start putting on number 1 and number 2 wide receivers right out of the fucking gate. And he can just lock down and do the things that you need him to do. He can immediately be a number 1 and number 2 added in with David Long Jr., Duke Shelley, and Nate Hobbs, who are your front line of your corners. You throw him in there, he can bump Long or Shelley right off the fucking bat. Right off the bat. Within maybe week 2, week 3, you've got a starter. Hell, maybe he even steals that in training camp, preseason. I just think that's where they go, because I think that's the biggest position that you can make a splash on this team, and I think it's at corner. I think it's at corner, and I think you can grab some gigantic talent in linebacker at pick 38 in the second round. And I still think you can grab some amazing talent at defensive line to add in at pick 70. And right there, you have added key pieces at all 3 levels of your defense. And I think you can really reboot this team. I mean, because you got to look at what you've got, man. 12 picks. 8 in the first 5 rounds. You know, the last 4, the 6 and 7 picks, you know, those are great, but typically those are throwaways. Those are practice squad guys. Those are guys that you just want to bring into camp. Like, hey, maybe this guy, and usually it's like, that didn't work out. Those guys are usually throwaway picks. But to have 8 in the top 5, pick 7, pick 38, pick 70 in the 3rd round, and then you come back and you pick again at 100, which is a pick that you'd acquired from the New York Jets. Then you got round 4, your 109. Now, right there, stop and look at that. 109. 7, 38, 70, 100, 109. 70, 100, and 109 is another nice little stretch of the draft where you can grab some talent quickly in a very small window. So you can have your draft board set up because you'll be able to have your defensive talent set right there. You should be able to make a huge splash. I think these middle to late rounds, right there in that first 5 rounds, I think is where they're going to make a huge impact. Because right there, like I said, you come in, let's say you take Witherspoon at 7. Let's say you take Campbell, linebacker, at 38 from Iowa. He falls down. And then you come in, you get a stud defensive lineman at 70. Now you can come back in at 100. Hell, maybe grab you another linebacker. Maybe grab you another defensive lineman. Hell, maybe grab you another corner. Because you got 109 right behind that. You got 141 coming right behind that. You're able to make some really, really quick moves. 70 to 109, man. That's 39 picks. You got 3 right there. That they can make some moves, and I really think I don't know how many times I got to say it. Splash rookies. That's what it's all about to me. You can't have projects. You can't bring in pet projects. Gruden was bad about bringing in pet projects, guys. He'd keep Peterman around just so he could fucking shine his shoes and fucking beat up his ass. Hey, Peterman! You know, he just likes to have guys like... You don't have the liberty of having projects right now. You're trying to save your job and prove that you are at some sort of elite status in the National Football League at management and picking talent and shit. No, you don't got that option. You ain't got that luxury. So I think this is such a big draft. This is such a big draft. But I think it's corner first, then linebacker, followed by defensive line. And then that 100, 109 pick, those two right there. I think maybe another linebacker, maybe more defensive line. I don't think you really need safety. Let's talk about safety a second. Let's talk about safeties. They're down here a little further down the line, but that's all right. We'll skip on down there because, I can fucking do that because it's my motherfucking show. I don't have to run it by you. Short man. Fuck you. All right. Safeties. Bringing in Marcus Epps. Bringing in Johnson. I think those guys are solid additions. I think Trayvon Moehrig is going to have a bounce back year, and I think we're okay at safety. You've got 6 safeties on there. Jaquan Johnson, I think, is going to be a solid addition from Buffalo. You've still got Roderick Teamer that you've brought back, which I'm okay with Teamer. He did all right. And you've got Elliott and Palomau back in the depth chart. You've got 6 on there. So maybe you could go and grab a safety to throw in the mix somewhere as well. I mean, you do got 12 picks. So I think you've got to fill up every level, draft 2 at every level of the defense, and then if you want to go add some offensive toys at the end in the kind of throwaway picks, I do as well, Tony. I do as well. And I'm a big fan of Moehrig. A big fan. He didn't have a great year last year, but I'm looking for him to have a bounce back year. It was a fucking wacky year last year, man. It was a wacky fucking year. I think we're good at safeties, but like I said, I think if you add a couple on the defensive line, maybe add an edge guy, add a couple linebackers, go corner first, big talent corner, go second with linebacker, then back them up later, maybe throw a safety in the mix, then maybe draft a tight end, a project tight end, more towards down the bottom, maybe a project wide receiver, because you got kind of a shallow talent pool of wide receiver, even though there's a lot of them motherfuckers. There's a big fall off from the first 3 to the second 3 to the rest of the fucking crew. It's going to be an interesting draft. I do not believe they are going to go quarterback. I think it's defense. I think it's corner. I think it's Witherspoon. I think that's where they're going to go. And I think they're going to go linebacker second, and then defensive line with 70, or those will flip-flop, and they'll go D-line and linebacker. I think they fill up your 3 levels, hit somebody on all 3 levels of D, the line, the linebacking core, and the secondary. I think those are your first 3 picks in your draft. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe O-line further down the line. So I think those are your 6th and your 7th round and your undrafted free agents. I think that's where they're going to go to find talent. I don't think the O-line's as bad as it is. It needs a little depth. There's still going to be guys out there. You got to understand there's going to be cuts still. There's going to be final cuts. A lot of offensive linemen fall off at the final cuts, and you're able to fill that. It depends a little on health. The fact that they didn't go out and grab any big free agents in offensive line leads me to believe that they may be okay. So, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting draft. It's gonna be an interesting draft. I'm gonna be right here with you guys. This is why I wanted to be live for this one. We're gonna have live draft coverage about a half hour before the draft starts. I'm gonna go live. We're gonna be on. I'm gonna have a screen on so we can pop in and out of being able to actually watch the draft, be able to talk about what's going on, and then we're gonna keep tabs on who's up, what's picked, and I'm going to be taking phone calls periodically throughout the show, talking it up with you guys, because this is a big fucking night, man. It's a big night. 7th pick. You just don't get in the top 10 that often. You don't want to be playing around in the top 10, because that means your team's sucking. You don't want to be playing around in the top 10. So, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. If you haven't went to RaiderReaction.com yet and checked out our website, please do. While you're there, you will see that our sponsor, Clear Live Streams, has a little advertisement there right on our home page. They've also got a nice little button there. If you hit Clear Live Streams button, it'll send you right to Clear Live Streams. You can send Brian a message. You can get to hook up. I watched the fights this weekend. Watched Garcia get his fucking liver tagged, fucking quiver and fall down. I watched that. Watched all my hockey on there. Watched all my baseball on there. You got movies, TVs. It's got everything It's got fucking midget wrestling, game Asian midget porn. It's got a little bit of everything on there. I'm not here to judge what you want to watch, but if you want to watch it, there's like fucking 10,000 plus channels on that motherfucker. So, clear live streams, get to hook up. Raider Nation, hooking up Raider Nation. Don't be fucking around DirecTV. Go to clear live streams. Fuck that shit. And while you're there, scroll on down to the bottom of any of the page. Throw your name in there. And the newsletter will be coming out very soon, as we've got a lot of stuff coming after the draft. And I've got a newsletter geared up to come out at the first of the month. So throw your email address in there, hit the button so you can subscribe to our Dark Side newsletter. And be a cool kid like Robert Paul Ramos, who just threw them stars. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I do got a contest coming up in the very near future for you star contributors. Our top star contributors will be getting something very, very nice. And that hasn't started yet, so don't be thinking you got to throw stars now. But if you'd like to throw some, go right ahead. We're cool with that, too.
Thanks, bro.
We're cool with that, too. We appreciate you. Helps feed the midgets. Keeps the show rolling. But if you want to be one of the cool kids, we do got some stuff. We do got some stuff coming up here in the month of May. I got some more goodies to give away. All April stuff. If you haven't received your packages for April just yet, those of you that send in your addresses and lock down your prizes on the April giveaway at the beginning of the month, if you haven't received them yet, they are going out tomorrow morning. The ones that I don't have out, our last ones are going out tomorrow, as well as my Madden League prizes. They are all going out tomorrow as well. So if I haven't hit you up for your address, I will be hitting you up in the morning, because I'm going to the post office, Carneyville, to get rid of my shit and get it sent off to y'all. Sprinkle a little silver and black awesomeness throughout the great nation of ours. So make sure you lock down if you want to be one of the cool kids. Get one of the badges next to your name, like Robert Paul, like Joseph and Sherry Morales, like Robert Young, like Robert Paul Ramos, like Tony Dipp, like Carl, like Roland. You want to be one of the cool kids in the group, in the chat, and be added into the Dark Side Inner Circle group. All you gotta do is become a subscriber. Right around this video that you're watching right now, there's a subscribe button. Right at the top of our Facebook page, it says subscribe. Or you got to go to the website while you're there. Go to the subscriber page. Tells you all about being a subscriber. It's a lot cuter. Tells you all about it. And you can hit that button there and become a subscriber as well. 3 easy ways. Doesn't take but a second. I do not have any for sale right now, Roland. I do not have any for sale. I will be getting some stuff up for... Thank you, Christian. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
You the man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. What's up, Rob? Rob, didn't you used to be in our Madden League? Why aren't you in our Madden League this year, Rob? Weren't you in our Madden League before? If I remember correctly. We are just about in the playoffs in our Madden League, and we want to have a full league next year. So if you are on the fence, man, we had the most people ever this year, and we want more next year. I want to fill the league, man. We need 32 solid owners. I mean, I've got 2 already with me and my son, so we need 30 more. So let's get it, man. We need get your PlayStation 5s. If you ain't bought one yet, get one. Madden, let's get it next year, man. We want more members of Raider Nation. Let's fill the league. Let's have even more fun and even better league. Well, then you need to get the hell back in, Rob. I will come hunt you down next year. You need to get back on Facebook and send me a message, brother, to the page. So I got you saved in there. But all right, man, let's move along. Like I said, live draft coverage. You guys are all going to be sitting there watching the fucking draft just like me, man. If you can have me in your fucking hand on your phone listening to me, and you guys are going to be able to call in as well. I want you guys to be able to get in. I'm not just going to fucking sit here and talk about the fucking draft. I want to get you guys in, get your opinions, get what you're thinking, man. What you're thinking right there. There you go. That's cool. Any way to get it. I know we got lots of guys that don't fuck with the Facebook, but they still get in. They find a way to get in. There's always a way to get in. I've even got guys that just made fake burner accounts just to be in our fantasy leagues, just to be in the Madden leagues, just to so sometimes you just gotta play the devil's dance to get some shit done, because it's the easiest way to communicate when you're doing shit like that. It helps, but using Messenger and shit so you can all communicate. I think everybody, guys. I think everybody from this year is coming back. I'd be surprised if we lose anybody from this season for next season. So I think everybody that we got in the Madden League will come back next year. So that's why I think we've got a great start right now. That's why I really want to push it for next year. I'm going to be bringing it up, man. Anytime somebody, I've got Tony's name saved. I got Brian's name saved. We'll get Rob. There's 3 right there. I've got a couple more guys that had reached out to that are interested if it was going to be PS5. Instead of we had the PS5, PS4 mix this year. So yeah, I think we can really get it next year. It'd be great, man. Make it a lot fucking more fun. Make it a lot more fun. So, like I said, live draft coverage this Thursday night and Friday night. I will be taking calls. I ain't going to take calls the whole motherfucking show, but I am going to stop periodically. And in the first half hour, I'm definitely going to take some calls during that first half hour as we're leading up, as we're all just sitting around waiting, anticipating, getting ready for the fucking draft. We're all excited. A new Raider's going to be born, man. It's a cool fucking thing. It really is. I'd really highly considered going to the draft this year. The fact it's in Kansas City really fucking turned me the fuck off. The Midwest does nothing for me whatsoever. There's nothing that I would want to take a day's fucking vacation from work and waste to drive into the middle of the fucking armpit of the country. It just didn't excite me. I've seen Fall Out Boy, so the free concert doesn't stroke me that much. I've seen Motley Crue, and that ain't Motley Crue anymore. I don't care to see them, and I don't even know who the fucking third band was. Never even heard of them. So that didn't do nothing for me. And, call me old. The party scene, it's okay, but it doesn't do nothing for me anymore, man. I'm damn near 50. The party scene doesn't, motherfucking, the party's wherever I'm at, dog. I don't need everybody else. So that doesn't do anything for me. I know, I'm going into overtime. So, you got somewhere to be? I got a WTF to do still. So you're just going to have to fucking let her ride. Let her ride. But I'm going to be excited. I'm excited. And, I just couldn't justify taking the time off of work and going up there to Kansas City. Isn't next year in Detroit? Detroit? Is it? I swear next year's in Detroit. Where's the 2024 draft? Hold on. ...2024 NFL draft. Yeah, it's in Detroit! Who the fuck wasn't going to Detroit? That's not a tourist destination. No. Like, I've been dying. We could listen, honey. We can go to the draft, and then we can tour downtown Detroit. Maybe we can go up to Flint and test the water. No. That's going to be a hard one to spend, too. Yeah, because, of course, I would love to be at the draft. I could get NFL media credentials to go to the draft and get to do cool stuff while I'm at the draft. But I take a lot of time off for the football season already. And now, I got the time off to take from work, but, I got to spend that by the boss, too. And, she's harder to spend that by than the people that actually pay my check. Y'all know what I'm talking about, so... I picked my fucking battles. That's why I've been married fucking 20 plus years. Because I picked my battles. Alright. And I usually try to pick the battles I can fucking win. It's hard to fuck. How am I going to win a battle? I'm going to go into Detroit. Hell, I don't even want to go to fucking Detroit. I can't even come with an argument for that. I'll have to work on that. I've got a year. Get funky. Detroit Rock City. Detroit Rock City. All right, let's get it. It's that time of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make sure. Hold on there. You give me enough time now. Okay. Ease up. Ease up. I'm not talking down to you. You're a midget. I'm just talking to you. It's not my fault you're down. Fucking goddamn. Alright, moving along. It's time. It's that time. Once again. For a little thing that we like to call the WTF. The WTF. I like to end my show on a nice little happy segment. Might be a little warm and fuzzy. So, it's the off season. I see this comment thrown around a lot, and it just fucking rubs me the wrong way. It really does. And I had a little half-assed bit of this conversation earlier in our group Madden chat about the good old boy club and how you work your way up through the National Football League, and how there's a certain percentage of the fan base that looks at a head coach of a National Football League, the general manager, anybody who's on the team in any sort of tree of the executive power, I guess, as some sort of football genius, somebody who's smarter than you, somebody who's smarter than the average person, somebody that you should hold or revere in some way. And I see the comment thrown around, well, oh, if you're so fucking smart, why shouldn't you be the coach? Oh, if you're so fucking smart, why don't you general manage a team? Well, if you're so fucking smart, these guys are way smarter. Now, listen. Just because you're a head football coach and are lucky enough to know somebody who knew somebody that fucking jerked somebody off and greased you to get in the back door, and you were somebody's nephew, and if you go back in, I mean, let's look at Ziegler. Let's start with Ziegler, shall we? Let's look at him. Ziegler went to college at John Carroll University in Ohio. He happened to go there with Houston Texans general manager Nick Caserio, Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels, and Giants quarterback coach Jerry Spolinski. So he's gotten connections from the very beginning of his career path. Oh, god damn you. So it's always about knowing somebody. It's about the good old boy club. He first gets in and he's a scout. He works his way up. It's just one level after another, and he's just worked his way through a franchise. It's not that these guys are any kinds of geniuses. You're looking at talent, and you're making a guess. You're fudging a couple numbers. You're balancing a fucking checkbook. Everybody acts like these guys are some level of fucking genius. I'm not that in awe of Josh McDaniels. I don't think he's any kind of a fucking genius. I think he's a guy that fell into getting a job, working for a guy who's like, yeah, you can be my fucking lackey. And he's gotten to do it for 20 years. So he's okay at it. Motherfucker, if I got to call plays for 20 fucking years, I'm pretty damn sure I could be okay at it. I do things a little more complicated in my fucking day than calling football plays. Everybody thinks this takes some sort of rocket scientist. No. It's all about having a whole lot of luck, a little bit of talent, and knowing somebody. It's the good old boy club. That's the National Football League. That's the reason you don't have any fucking minority owners, but maybe like one. It's the good old boy club. That's why you don't have a lot of minority head coaches, because it's the good old boy club. They hire guys that they want. They hire somebody's nephew, somebody's cousin, somebody's kid. Jim that I went to college with back in Harvard. His grandson needs a job. Those are how you get jobs in the National Football League. Ziegler and McDaniels have been attached at the fucking dick since college. That's why they've been together in New England. That's why they've been together now in Las Vegas. They were even together in motherfucking Denver. They've been together all along the path. They're not geniuses. Do not hold these guys at some insane level of esteem. They just got a job and they got lucky enough to get one that pays really, really good. That's it. Don't give me the he's smarter than you shit, because I don't buy that. Josh McDaniels is not smarter than me. He may be good at what he does because he's done it for 20 years. Put that motherfucker in my shoes and he's tripping over his dick. Give me 20 years, I'll call some fucking police. You gonna pay me that fucking much money? Shit, I'd work 20-hour days. Good Lord. I don't believe it. They're good at what they do. I will give them that. We'll see. I don't know. You haven't proved that you're good at what you do yet. I want to see you do it. I still believe Belichick was the mastermind. He was the one picking personnel. He was the one making all the adjustments. I don't think it was the rest of you fucking jagoffs. I don't think it was. And we'll prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I've got a very special presentation tomorrow night for you all. Make sure you tune in. A little pre-draft kickoff. And it's coming. First Saturday of every month. Robert Paul. First Saturday of every month. First Saturday of every month. I had to put myself on a schedule. So, first Saturday of every month, Fight Night will be returning. Yes, sir. And that is next month. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. I will tune in tomorrow night. Special presentation. And Thursday night, I'll be here live about a half hour before draft coverage kicks off. Come join me. We'll be taking calls and all that good shit. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Love. Rated.